What's up, y'all? It's Ty in this video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at where the auction house is at right now in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM after the out of position set at the very last week of MyTEAM. And I am actually amazed at how cheap dark matters truly are. Now, that's the first thing I'll talk about, and then we'll dive into it a little bit further. But as we do dive into it today, if you're new to the channel and have not yet, please smash that subscribe button. As always, I really do appreciate all the support on the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. Now, here's the deal. So, glitched last week. We saw out of position this week, which in general is driving price in the auction house down by quite a bit. And it's not just, the shooting guard, point guard position. It's everybody. Although I will say the point guard, shooting guard position is the position that is, the most... that has seen the biggest decline in price. For example, let's just take a look at like last week's Luka Doncic. This card was steadily over 200,000 MT last week. Obviously, with the new out of position players, a lot of people, obtaining them, his price has went way down. Even a guy like Amen Thompson last week, all week was over 200,000 MT. This week, barely over 100,000 MT at the time I'm recording this. But even guys, let's say like Dikembe Mutombo, even guys, let's say like Mark Eaton, still aren't super expensive. Yes, they haven't gone down as much as some of the better point guards in the game, but their prices have still slowly, very slowly, went down in price. So this is something that I would encourage you guys to take a look at. It's something that I kind of predicted would happen after we saw the leaks yesterday. I was like, well, guess what? The auction house is going to go down with the point guard position big time. And it is something that we have seen over the course of, this morning into, this afternoon. The prices of these guard positions just going down because even a Stephon Castle. What was Stephon Castle's value before this drop? Well, he was one of the taller point guards that's going to be great defensively. The sad part about this drop is Draymond can do the same thing. Zaccharie Risacher can do the same things. Dominique Wilkins can do the same things. Even to like the Andrew Bogut's of the world, to the Denny Avdia of the world, who obviously these Galaxy Opals are incredibly expensive. But these cards are all going to do what he does at a higher level. And even a guy like Bazelis, who obviously right now is relatively expensive, at the shooting guard position is going to be incredibly good. And so these are the things to think about. Even a Jabari Smith Jr. I personally love him at that shooting guard position. I think the card's a stud. And so these are the things that people are starting to think about is, guess what? Now you've got options at all of these positions. And so like the shooting guard position is going to get hectic today. The point guard position is going to get hectic. You're going to see cards that are insanely good at those positions be super cheap because, again, you can only run one or two point guards on your squad. You can only run two shooting guards on your squad. And so you got to kind of be pretty, you got to choose who you want to pick up for those positions because you can only have two guys, per point guard, two guys per shooting guard. And even the price of some of these 100 overalls, like I honestly, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, mine last night didn't sell for as much as I wanted him to. But the last thing I wanted to be doing is getting caught holding a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and then they make Scottie Pippen, elite of the elite. Now, obviously, Scottie Pippen didn't, end up being that great. And that's one thing I will say. Outside of LeBron James, Scottie Pippen's not that great. Larry Bird, he's okay, but he's not, game-changing good. And so outside of LeBron, I think this drop, it's good, but it's like a drop for kind of like the budget guys, right? Like the top heavy cards in this drop honestly aren't that crazy outside of LeBron James. And so that's where I'm at too, where it's like, you know what? These guys are good, but there's nobody that's crazy good. Like a Karl Malone, for example, is probably on the level of Amen Thompson. He's not the best shooting guard in the game, right? He's good, but he's, not game-breaking, game-changing. And so those are the things today with this drop that I'm just like, well, now we've got all of these cards in kind of that mid-range value, right? Where they're good, but like the Draymond Green, is he better than Luka? I mean, I think it's close, right? I think Draymond defensively gives you something, but Luka's offense is, way better. And so for me, right now in this game, I think it's tough because I think, right, there's the top level guys, the top, 100 overalls that are really good. Like, Shai is still better than any point guard that came out today. You've got a lot of those types of guys. Obviously, the invincibles like Giannis, like, even a Wemby are just next level ridiculously good. But then you got that tier down, and I just think that tier down, you've got so many different guys that can play a role. You've got so many different guys that are going to be really solid, at that specific value. And so that's why I think you are going to see a lot of these prices, even some of the new cards like a Draymond Green, not be super expensive, is because you've got all of these different shooting guards in the game right now, and you can't run all of them. So take your pick. Are you going to run Amen Thompson? If you are, well, then guess what? You're probably not going to run Kawhi. And if you're going to run Kawhi, well, then guess what? You're not going to run, one of the new shooting guards that came out today. And so it makes things really difficult right now. If you are trying to sell your cards, well, good luck. Because, as far as the market for, the new cards today, it's not going to necessarily be there. And it is what it is, but that's just kind of where we're at right now in this game. Is the market is just not where it maybe even should be, given obviously, with how good the cards are, like even some of these Galaxy Opals, like a Denny. You think Denny should be super expensive, and he is right now. You think Bogut, those guys are going to stay super expensive, but they're not. And the reason those cards are not going to stay super expensive has everything just to do with we've got so many options already in the game. Now, yes, Bogut gives you something different. Denny's obviously really good. But again, when a guy like Castro's in the game and you got a guy like Luka for his price, it's tough for those guys to be that expensive right now on this game. And so it just kind of leaves me in a position where, is if you're trying to really, if you're trying to really, sell your point guard, shooting guard positions today, it's going to be rough, right? It is definitely a buyer's market for those couple of positions. Now, for the power forward, small forward, and center positions, those positions should honestly still be relatively high today. Given the fact that we really didn't see any new centers that are that great, those prices should still stay high. So what I did is yesterday I went through, sold my Shea, I sold my Stephon Castle, just because I didn't want to get caught holding those guys. And as far as my Dikembe Mutombo, my Victor Wembanyama, I held on to them. Same thing with Josh Smith, Michael Beasley, because I was like, you know what? Sure, you got Alexis Ajinca that can play small forward. He's cheesy. But outside of him, you don't have a lot of these cards that are worth a whole ton right now in the game. And so that's just kind of where I'm at with the market right now, is it's just kind of in a weird type of position because we saw so many different point guard, shooting guards today. And a lot of them are really good, but as far as like great top level cards, you didn't really see a whole ton. And it just puts this, auction, it puts the auction house honestly in a really, really interesting position as, people are trying to figure out exactly what is the right way to approach this, right? And what I would say is this: if I were you guys and looking to build your squad, be pretty, aggressive with that point guard, shooting guard position. Not necessarily the new ones, but the old ones today, because I do think price-wise, you're gonna see them go down, or not even go down, but just be, somewhat affordable. And even this Alexis Ajinca, this is something I want to hit on, guys. This card is 7-2 at the small forward position, who has a good release with a good leaner. You combine this card right here with a coach that boosts the three ball, that boosts the speed, and then a takeover that boosts the speed, and boost the three ball. You're looking at a 7-2 small forward on this game that is so cheesy. And say what you want about him, this card can play at an insanely high level. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, this card is probably going to go up in value if I had to guess. And so, there's no reason for you guys to go crazy, and spend a ton of coins on old small forwards right now when Alexis Ajinca is in the game. This card is so good. And honestly, I'm just going to say this. I don't know for sure, but I think he could be one of your best small forwards in the game right now. I genuinely do. Now, again, I'll probably do a gameplay with it just to see. But if you badge him up the right way, this card is going to be ridiculously good. And like I said, you give him a shoe that boosts boost the speed, boost the three ball just slightly. That's really all he needs. And then you're going to be looking at an Alexis Ajinca that's really hyped up to the moon. And it all just comes down to the fact that, guess what? He is 7-2 at that small forward position, and height runs the game. So that's definitely a card I'd look for you guys to pick up today. But overall, auction house should go down. I shouldn't say should go down, should continue to, trend downward in the direction for us. And even today, a guy kind of I'm looking to pick up is, what is this? If this Penny Hardaway stays at this price, I'm going to be pretty aggressive with him. Not necessarily that I think he's that great, but with 16 legend badges, sign me up for that every day of the week. And same thing with the shooting guard position. Again, Amen Thompson going for just over 100,000 MT. could be worth your time. But that's gonna wrap it up for our video. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments, guys. Drop a like on it, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.